Hi, my name's Kresse. I actually have 3 businesses to talk about. You're lucky it's not January, because then there would be 4. But at the moment, I'm the director and founder of 3 different businesses. And I think I'm also a social enterprise ambassador, as is Tim and Sophie, and I think it's difficult for me to even say what a social enterprise is. When I started, I certainly had no idea what one was. And I think if anyone knows that game where you've got a blindfold on and people are telling you, oh, are you getting warmer, are you getting hotter? Is this a childhood game in the UK? That's sort of how I came to social enterprise. I started my first business when I was 24, having been in the venture capital world in Hong Kong. So I was a VC, I was on the other side of the fence. And why I left, I'd like to say that it was because we were only investing in horrible things, and we were only investing in things that were, made with non-renewable resources. But the reason why I left is, to be honest, I was bored. I was working from 7 o'clock in the morning until 8 p.m. at night, and there was no grand plan. There was no mission. And what I wanted to do every day was say, hey, I love my job. I want to do this. This is amazing. This is exciting. And working in that industry, where profit was the motivating factor, and certainly in Hong Kong it was the overwhelming factor, just didn't get me going in the morning. So I started Biosupplies. One benefit from having worked in a VC was that I knew that there was great technologies out there, and certainly I was in Asia and there was phenomenal technologies in China. I was overwhelmed at the amount of waste that I was seeing in Hong Kong. It's quite a wasteful society. There's loads of trash. They're thinking of building an island just for waste. So one of the things I wanted to do there was change the way things were packaged and change the way things were presented. And I invested in 3 or 4 technologies that would allow me to do that. So Biosupplies is a full-service environmental packaging company, and that's our sort of brand and website. And these are some of the products that we make. For a supermarket kind of client, I would make carrier bags. My carrier bags are GM-free. They're 100% biodegradable. You can use them as bin bags. The tray below the bag is also GM-free, and it's for packing chicken and for packing meat. It also meets the Green Claims Code. You could put it on your compost heap outside, and it would biodegrade. One of our first clients was Pacific Coffee in Hong Kong. They're like a Starbucks-style chain. The first item we actually sold them was toilet paper. Their previous toilet paper was virgin pulp paper that was sourced unsustainably from Indonesia and resupplied a non-tree alternative toilet paper that was completely chemical-free. So that's kind of where we started. We wanted to make a direct change in the products people were using and having access to. There's another client up in this sort of top corner called Nude, which is a new cosmetics brand that has launched here in the UK and in the US over the last few months. We supply a lot of their packaging. They're an ethical cosmetics company. They wanted ethical and environmental packaging, and Biosupplies was able to do that. My next business is called Babaloo. When I first came to the UK 3 years ago, basically I came to bring Biosupplies to the UK. I came because I felt the UK was a unique market. You've got a very small island. I'm Canadian, so I can say this is a really small island. And you've got 56, 58 million people living here. And it's so dense, it's ideal for environmental initiatives and environmental change. Babaloo makes mother and baby products that are ethical and environmentally friendly. Some of the products are on this page. We make lots of things using bamboo. We use bamboo because it's not a water-intensive crop and it's not a chemical-intensive crop. In fact, we don't irrigate and we don't use any chemicals on our bamboo. We also make a range of shea butter products, and the shea butter is supplied by a women's cooperative in Togo. It's a fairly traded product. All of the packaging, like the aluminum packaging on the shea, is 99.9% recycled aluminum made in the UK, where the shea is potted. All of our towels are actually made in the UK as well, so we're utilizing local industry. One of the things that we started Babaloo for was to take some of my expertise from Biosupplies and apply it to the mother and baby market. So the reason we've established this brand and this company is purely to bring a biodegradable disposable to market. And that's something that we hope to launch in the next year to 2 years. This is my final company I'm going to talk about today. Let's say 18 months ago, I met with Nick Tong from the London Fire Brigade. And he was saying, we've got a huge waste problem. And I was like, what, you know, your old trucks, I'll take one. What do you got? And he said, oh, the hose is the biggest problem. They produce a ton of waste hose every 2 months, and that's just in London. My aim is to take all the hose globally at some point. But right now I'm only taking London's hose. And what I do with it is I make it into lifestyle products. So this is the hose in its state that I get it. It should be red, it should be yellow. When I get it, it's black, it's covered in glass, it's had a 25-year active duty service, it's done its job. But it's an incredible textile. The first time I saw it, I thought it was leather. I thought, this is a really beautiful thing, and it was going to landfill, and it was absolutely devastating. And I just took it and put it in a warehouse in Kent, thought about it for a long time. And then one day I wasn't. My partner, James, had a pair of scissors, and he was cutting up some of the hose. And then I got a call from, here I'll flip sides, I got a call from the guys who were doing all the merchandising for Live Earth. And they said, hey, you know, Kresse, do you have any products for us? And I think they meant like biodegradable cups and napkins and things. But I said, oh yeah, I've got this great belt. And they said, can you do 500 in 3 weeks? And I was like, yeah, no problem. And the first 20 that I cut, my hand was sort of like a claw for a couple of weeks. And then we realized it wouldn't be very ethical to get anyone else to do that. So we bought some equipment and set up a factory. And we're doing that all in the UK. So the really cool story about the Live Earth belt was that it's made from London's waste in London for a London event and raised money for the Live Earth initiative in London. There was a carbon negative product. It was just incredible. It was a really great time. And then we thought, well, we started with that. Where else can we go? And the answer is, I don't quite know where we are going to go yet, but it's definitely not going to stop at fire hose. All the products that you see here are fire hose. Now, 50% of the profits from the fire hose initiative go to London Fire Brigade charities. That could be the hospitals they support and the burn victims there. That could be fire awareness programs, a whole range of charities that they support themselves. Now, we've also started taking coffee sacks from a fair trade growing company, and we're turning those into a lot of products, and 50% of the profits from that project will go to their fair trade growers programs. And we've got, let's say, 20, 30 streams of textiles, all in post-industrial or post-consumer waste within the UK. I'm going to take all those textiles, I'm going to make them into something else. And I think our dream for this company is to really be the lifestyle brand of Britain, or for me to be the sort of Martha Stewart alternative trash queen, something like that. But that's, I think, where we're going with fire hose, which is under the sort of brand name E&KO. And those are the three companies. And I think in terms of getting warm, warmer, I finally landed with a social enterprise. In the end, this is the company I'm probably the most proud of because it's based within a community. It takes a problem from this community and it gives back to this community. And it makes money doing it, and we're able to employ people doing it, and it gets me up in the morning. So those are the companies. Thanks.